Here we go, folks. Here we go. Last speech, then we go home whenever you're ready.
Exorcamos te, omnes immunis spiritus, omnes satanical potestas, omne incursional fernalis effersane, secta diabolica, directo maledicte, essentium tu libertate facius, te regimus audinos. You might be asking, what was that? Well, I just exorcised our teacher. That was an exorcism from the TV show called Supernatural. And exorcisms have been around for a very long time in many, many different religions, Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism. Any religion mainly has had some form of exorcism because they believed in some form of possession. And now, the public opinion of exorcism has changed the times fairly predictably. As science advances and we get explanations for diseases, less and less people have believed in possession. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about how people in early history, AD, BC times, believed in possession and how they embraced it and how we embrace and believe in possession and exorcisms today. And first, public opinion of exorcisms in early history was fairly acceptable. For the most part, they believed it completely because they were able to take it as, well, it's an explanation for why people are getting sick. Because back then they had no explanation for why someone would fall ill, so they took any physical or psychological illness as signs of possession, and to get rid of that, they used exorcisms. And now exorcisms back then were different than what I just performed with our teacher. They were more symbolic. While they still did use prayers and verbal exorcism, they used more so physical representation of the demon as like a picture or a vase or some sort of object, and they would destroy that object to exorcise the demon from that person. And now one of the main reasons people were willing to believe in exorcisms was because they were uneducated. They didn't know what science was because they didn't have science back then, really. They had medicine men who were saying that they were exorcising these demons by destroying this object, but really they were just curing them through different herbs. And also, the reason that they believed is because they had some sort of medicine man who back then would be the leader of some sorts of the group. They had the leader, who was supposed to be the most educated, most knowledgeable person in their society, telling them, you're possessed, I'm exorcising you, that's why you're sick, and this is why you're getting better. And so it was really just the ignorance of the people of that day and age that led them to believe that exorcisms really were happening to them. Now, in today's day and age, you might think, well, we're advanced. We know why people get sick. We know how to cure them. We know it's not a demon possessing them, and we're not exorcising them. They got a cold, so that we give them cold medicine. We're fixing the physical and mental illnesses or what have you with medicine. But in fact, just recently, the current Pope officially recognized the Internal Association of Exorcisms, which is just a giant conglomeration of exorcists from throughout the world who gather and talk and meet about exorcisms, new practices, cases that have happened, and the Pope publicly recognized them as part of the church. And also in 2004, Pope John Paul II mandated that every diocese had to have a priest who was versed in exorcisms. And this was according to the Why Vatican's Recognition of Exorcism is an important article that I found. And this would be surprising to most to think that we would still believe in possession when we have all of this knowledge, but it goes back to the fact that people still look for a higher power, a higher answer to why things happen. And one of those, believing in that higher power, leads you to believe in some sort of evil power. When you believe in God, you believe in Satan. And when you believe in Satan, you believe in demons. And so those religious people still believe in exorcisms because they don't wholeheartedly believe that everything is completely explainable through science. And just to sum up, you can see a pattern very easily when you go from early history to more advancements. In the beginning, most everyone believed, but there were probably still a few people that are like, that doesn't sound right. Maybe even the medicine men themselves. The most knowledgeable people tend to be the people that are the disbelievers. So as people became more educated, less and less people believed. But there's still those group of people back then that disbelieved, and now that there are those people that in today's day and age still believe. Thank you.
All right, folks.